Well, this video probably not going to take too long, but this is in reply to PM1951's Bead and Drill Challenge. I can't help but laugh because beads isn't something I find much of. I don't know if my daggone eyes are too bad, or I just ain't lucky enough to get on a site with many beads. I've got one bead that I have found in Ohio, and this is it. And as you can see, this is a rolled copper bead. It come out of a field that I've been hunting for a long time. And this thing, I actually didn't see it. I found it with a metal detector. The same day that I found this, I found a eagle button. And I've been back to that spot 2 or 3 times since then and haven't found anything except some pull tabs, some iron junk from tractors, and some pop tops, stuff like that. But I thought this was a really neat item. It drove me crazy. I got it in my hand and was putting a pin pointer on it, and here it kept beeping on a piece of dirt, and I just kept poking around and fiddling around with that dirt, switching it from hand to hand, until finally I seen this thing here and barely seen what looked like a hole on the end of this thing. But after I get done cleaning it off, I realized that it was a daggone copper bead because it had that reddish greeny cast to it. But that's my one and only bead from Ohio. I do have a few others here that I got from Pa. We worked out a little trade on some stuff, and he sent me some beads and sent me a couple little points here. And I'll tell you what amazes me is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this one here, well, as fat as my finger is, I'll tell you what, I need a pointer. So let me get a pointer here. This one right here, that one there, and this one right here, I believe are soapstone. And for the life of me, I think this one might be soapstone too. But, oops, I don't even know if I had a camera on it, that one right there. But I can't for the life of me remember what these were. I remembered Olivetta, and I want you to see this here. I'm going to have to wet my finger just to be able to pick the thing up, because if I had to look for beads, I would never find anything that size. I mean, him and Ma get out there and they're finding these things like crazy. I guess I better get it off that background because it won't focus. But that thing right there, maybe 3/30 seconds. And how in the world they made something like that is beyond me, but it's amazing that they did. But anyhow, that's my entry into the bead challenge. I knew it wasn't going to take very long at all. But as far as drills go, I'm going to start off with this thing here. I'm thinking this is maybe some type of gouge or punch. Not sure. But It's got flat spots on either side, and it's just big and clunky, and just comes down to a doggone tip down there. You can see the very tip of it's been broke off, but it's made out of some pretty nice doggone material. That was looks like April of '09 come out of that, or got that. For a long time I was calling this the ugliest point I ever found, but guess what? I think that's a base. But it still would have had to been the ugliest, cricketiest drill you ever seen in your life. Then I got this thing here. Found it last year, Hamilton County, Ohio. But that's mostly what I find is doggone broken drills. Got the base of one, unifaced. Don't much look like one, but it is. That come out of our dig site down on the river. Then, of course, this is what I find mostly is these doggone tips, and that's about it. I have never found a complete drill. If I'm not mistaken, of those three right there, they all come out of the same field. Same field that the copper bead come from. But never have found the bases to them. The very first drill that I ever acquired, let me see the date on this. Yep, I got it covered up. I think this was 2001, something like that. Maybe 2002. My best buddy Larry and me, he used to walk a lot with me, and I got a piece of tape on that side there. But he still does occasionally when we're not fishing tournaments and that, or he's fishing a different one. But he come up on this thing. I love telling this story. He come up on this, and he had never found a complete point before. And this was probably only the 5th or 6th time, something like that he ever went with me. And he would pick up every rock he could find that might have a possibility, and he would rub on it, clean it, and then throw it down. Well, this day I was about 20 foot away from him off the side, and I'd seen him stop and bend over and pick something up. Wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to it. Then the next thing you know, he stands up and he's rubbing on it, looking at it, rubbing on it. And he done this for like 5 minutes. And I turned around and looked at him. I said, what are you going to do? I said, you going to rub that thing down into a pebble or what? I said, you got something? He says, well, I don't know. He says, come here and take a look. I go walking over there, and he holds his hand out just like that. And I'm like, you didn't know that that was something? But, I mean, not being used to seeing anything, yeah, I can see that. But that was the very first one he ever found. And believe it or not, he gives me every daggone piece that he finds. So it's just like hunting with me being two people. But I always cherish that. It'll never go nowhere. But wait a minute, I do have two more. and they are both acquisitions. Of course, we don't have this material around here. Got a little Horse Creek chert one. It's got some river polish on it. Unifaced, just got a little flaking on the backside. But got the classic blue, and it's patternized pretty much, so the colors don't really stand out a lot, but it's got the blue, then it turns into red, got the yellow stripe, then that side right towards the camera is Cortex. So they utilized just a flake that come off of a piece, and I thought that was pretty cool. That come out of a collection from a personal friend down around Greenville, Tennessee. And then last but not least, this big boy here I acquired from a friend out in Indiana. We were talking drills one day, and he says, I found one not too long ago. He says, but that's one of the only pieces I got. He says, if you want it, he says, since you like them so much, I'll give it to you. So he gave me this thing. It come out of Salamone River out in Indiana. And of course, I did a little repair job on the tip. It was missing that much of the tip. But this thing has the classic rumboiler design. Not sure what type of point it was made out of. These edges are not ground whatsoever. I was kind of hoping something older, but I don't believe so. But, and it almost, this material almost looks like daggone Burlington shirt. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a pretty nice one. But I was real happy to get that, and I never get rid of nothing that people give me. So that one's in the center of the case over here, and so is this one. Oops. Alright, well, that sure took a long time for not having any beads or drills, but hopefully I'll find me a whole one this year. And hey Jason, by the way, I do find an occasional marble. Believe it or not, there's a field that I hunt, and these doggone things here, they're not, well, they're clear, but they're kind of iridescent looking on the outside. And I find a ton of them in there, and they look like what comes out of a daggone fish bowl or something. But yeah, that field's just loaded with them. Alright, well, y'all take care. And I know I didn't win no drill challenge, but I don't care. I just like seeing everybody else's. Alright, y'all have a good one. I hope you're doing well hunting, and I hope Turkey Day was good to you and you ain't too fat to get out there and do a little hunting. I'm waiting on some rain here, and then you're going to see some more doggone videos from me. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.